Hey yo, E-King's Fight News. Dillian Whyte has changed his tune a bit and now is saying Anthony Joshua doesn't want no smoke. For real? Because I thought Eddie Hearn was going to put this fight on for sure. But here Dillian Whyte is saying they don't want no smoke. They don't want no smoke. He's talking about AJ. He's talking about Anthony Joshua. So we'll see how it all plays out. E-King Fight News. And we got more on this. Hey, yo. All right, so Dillian Whyte right now is being kept in the dark. No contact from Eddie Hearn. He said he's got a meeting with Eddie Hearn in 2 weeks. 2 weeks' time. We're already in the first week of January. And if I remember Eddie Hearn, this is what he said about Anthony Joshua's next fight. He was saying that the tickets must go on sale by the end of January. So you mean to tell me Dillian Whyte has a meeting with Eddie in 2 weeks' time? And Dillian Whyte can already figure this out. He feels like that's not enough time to prepare. That's not enough time by the end of January to not even know if he's fighting AJ or not. Think about it. End of January, February, March, April. It's early April. That gives him 2 months' time, which is sort of the minimum training camp for any kind of fighter. 2 months' time, but you'd like to know 3 months in advance. So what's going on? What's going on in Matchroom Sport right now? Well, we got more on this. All right, several news outlets are reporting on this story. Dillian Whyte, I heard rumor Joshua will face Miller at Madison Square Garden. For real. Now, I wasn't expecting this fight to happen just yet. I mean, Big Baby Miller really hasn't had a step-up fight at all. I mean, he's not ranked in any kind of mandatory position. He's been trying to chase after a WBA regular title that no one really cares about between guys who are always on steroids. I'm talking about Manuel Char. Talking about, Fresno Kendo been trying to fight somebody that's not on the juice. Right? He was supposed to fight Shannon Briggs. That didn't work out. Manuel Char didn't work out for him. And Fresno Kendo's sitting there trying to fight somebody for the WBA regular title. So this is what Dillian Whyte is saying. I have no idea if I'm fighting Joshua. I don't know what's going on. I expected him and his team to have at least contact. I'm not meeting with Eddie until another 2 weeks. That's not enough time. It's not enough time to prepare for a fight like that. You need to know what's going on, so you start preparing from now. I need to know what I'm doing now. Why at the end of the month? I'm meant to be meeting him, I think the 14th or 15th. A few weeks ago, Boxing Scene revealed the strong industry chatter that Joshua could potentially take a pass on fighting Whyte in London and instead face Jarrell Miller on a later date at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Rumor has it that AJ is going to fight Miller in Madison Square Garden, so let's see. It's a small world, and a lot of things you hear in boxing, there's usually a massive amount of truth to it, said Dillian Whyte. What's going on? What's going on? I was going to consider doing a whole nother video on the fact that Anthony Joshua hasn't only avoided the Deontay Wilder fight for the greater part of 2018. But before Deontay Wilder, he also ducked another heavyweight. But with this move right here, if Anthony Joshua were to fight Jarrell Big Belly Miller, if he were to fight Big Belly Miller, instead of Dillian Whyte, well, that looks like a duck to me. Personally, I thought Dillian Whyte was just talking to kind of create some kind of media narrative, some kind of buzz around Joshua versus Whyte, because there really isn't a whole lot. But I have to admit, Joshua versus Dillian Whyte is a bigger fight than Joshua versus Big Belly Miller. You know, unless Big Baby had some kind of altercation with AJ and punched him out and totally assaulted this dude. I really believe Dillian Whyte is the bigger fight. He is the more accomplished heavyweight. He's had bigger wins overall. I mean, Big Baby Miller's never been the main event on a big network. I mean, he main evented the Zone, but does that really count? Does that really count? I mean, Dillian Whyte's done Sky Box Office with the likes of fucking Joseph Parker. He did Sky Box Office with fucking Derek Chisora. The guy's a pretty big name in the UK, and I can't say the same that Miller's some kind of a counterpart. He's not a big name in the US. You know, he's not a big draw. He's been living off of Danny Jacobs undercards, man. Like, for real? Anthony Joshua considering fighting Big Baby Miller? Maybe on the Zone? I don't know, man. I don't know. I find that kind of funny, since Eddie Hearn's repeatedly said that if not Wilder, it'll be Dillian Whyte. So I still have like a reserved opinion here, where I think, you know, I think Eddie's kind of playing some games here as well. I don't see why keep Dillian Whyte in the dark, though. I don't see why Dillian Whyte is being basically, you know, he's in the dark. The guy doesn't know what's going on. You think Eddie Hearn would have told him, all right, just take care of Chisora, and, you know, it's a formality. You got the AJ fight. Don't worry, buddy. But it seems like Dillian Whyte is sort of not in the loop at all. And you got Big Baby Jarrell Miller, who, you know, he did make headlines with this face-to-face that happened at the at one of the first press conferences for Joshua Povetkin. But I mean, honestly, if there was any kind of buzz around Dillian Whyte, Anthony Joshua, there is zero buzz. There is no demand for Joshua to be fighting Big Baby Miller. And I think that's an easier fight. And I think if he did choose that fight, then your boy AJ isn't only ducking Deontay Wilder. He didn't only avoid Luis Ortiz. But you can add Dillian Whyte to that list if he doesn't fight Dillian Whyte next. I mean, Big Baby Miller's a good fight, but he's not elite. He's nowhere near elite. And Dillian Whyte has shown he's at the top or near the elite of the heavyweights. And I think that's a competitive fight. I think Dillian Whyte gives AJ a very tough fight. I've said that repeatedly. Right? I don't think it's a mismatch. I just don't like the idea of Eddie Hearn, you know, to keep going on and on about Deontay Wilder when we all know it's Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte's the next fight. But why is Dillian Whyte sitting here saying that they don't want no smoke? Is there some sabotage in the works? What's going on? E-King Fight News, let me know what you guys think. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, man, if you haven't already. Dillian Whyte saying AJ is is playing games. And he doesn't have a meeting with Eddie in another 2 weeks. What's going on? E-King's Fight News. You let me know, man. What you guys think, E-King? Signing off. Peace.